reviews are very important to us. Please hold on, and our program will begin shortly. The Soundcheck podcast is coming up. Please continue to hold. From newsounds.org and the studios of WNYC in New York, welcome to another live performance in our Soundcheck podcast series. Streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, I'm John Schaefer. The Malian singer, songwriter, and guitarist Fatoumata Diawara has a wonderful voice and a remarkable range of collaborators. Musicians from Cuba, Ethiopia, Benin, rock stars like Flea and Damon Albarn, the jazz legend Herbie Hancock, the list goes on. Today, she's here with her own band to play a couple of songs from her most recent album called Fenfo, which means something to say. Here with a song called Nterini is Fatoumata Diawara.
Agora, ora jansila ma venvanye so ma date na polisa kle wan bebe suka so ma date na polisa suka te na polisa ni mi jajan tesen la la so ma date na polisa kle wan bebe suka
That is Ntereni, a song by Fatoumata Diawara. You'll find it on her most recent album called Fenfo, but obviously a live performance here in the studio with Fatoumata singing and playing guitar. She took the first guitar solo. Sam Dickey playing guitar. He took the second solo. We've got Josh Harry playing the bass and Wayne Matthews behind our drum kit. Fatu, it's great to have you in the band here today. We're all big fans of yours. We're really excited that you could be here today.
Thank you so much for having me back again.
So you were here once before just to record a version of the song Fenfo,
Exactly.
the video of which is on our website at newsounds.org. The title Ntereni, what does that mean?
Ntereni means my friend. You know, it's a kind of conversation between lovers, two people who are in love, and the husband is going to, is going away for a while. You never know if he's going to come back home or not. It was, my way to talk about the migrations and, but in a different way,
From a kind of a personal
standpoint.
Yeah.
Because I have a many example in my many friends that their husband or boyfriend have been living, and they have never come back home. So it's, just to remind the world that they are human beings and they have a lot of love to give back.
Yeah. And the title Fenfo, the title of the album, I mentioned in introducing you, it means something to say. Is that what this album is trying to say? Is that what this album's about?
It's the album Fenfo, a lot to say. It's just to my feeling. I would love to talk about my feeling, my feeling of the world. How the world's going now. And as a mom, as a child of this planet, as a, human beings, and also being an African. So I was, wondering how I can abord all those subjects with love, but in the same time talking about the reality, like the migrations and also the situation in the north of Mali, our children. So as a woman, because we are just a few women, to be able to express ourselves, to be free and to be leaders. So I think it's important for me to be the voice of those less people voice.
People who don't have a voice
themselves. Who don't have voice,
yeah.
Exactly.
So a couple of things there I want to follow up on. One of them is you're from the Wassoulou. And in Wassoulou music, women traditionally have been kind of the main singers and musicians, right?
Yeah, no musicians. This is not often. We normally don't play an instrument, but we are allowed to be singers.
Right.
And in my tradition in Mali, I can say men used to play an instrument, and women we sing. And most of the time it's a couple. Women sing for their husband or for, I don't know, for their brother. Or so in my case it's a little bit different. I'm trying to do both together.
Yeah.
So the new generation, independence,
But that tradition of strong women and women's voices being heard in Wassoulou culture, you're kind of taking that tradition and taking the next step.
Yeah, the type of singing is totally from the village, but musically it's a bit open because I've been starting to write my own projects, to compose when I was in Paris and collaborating with a different type of artist, like a Didi Bridgewater. So I did a lot of jazz with a Didi, so that changed a little bit.
Didi Bridgewater did that album in West Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a great
Red
record.
Hair, in Mali.
Yeah.
So when I have discovered this, when I discovered her type of music, she was like using her voice as an instrument.
Right.
And that has changed totally my visions of the music. So you can hear these influences to my music. It's not totally traditional, but the way how I sing is totally traditional.
Yeah. Well, now the other thing I wanted to follow up on is you mentioned the situation in northern Mali, and a couple of years ago, you organized Voices United for Mali, and you did that song Maliko, a plea for peace in northern Mali. What is the situation there now? Has it gotten better?
Yeah, it's getting better. By the grace of God, we got no stability, but through the music. Because after this Maliko, many artists was more involved, through their voice. They realized that music can really change things, And many young people are still composing, about the situations. I'm not there, but the works keep going on, and I'm so happy.
And
Rappers.
Yeah. It was from traditional kind of acoustic instruments to rappers.
Exactly.
It was all these people coming together. And, the power of music is not just shown by all these musicians coming together. It's also shown by what the Islamists tried to do when they took over.
Exactly.
Which was to silence the musicians.
Exactly, to silence the musicians. And I think it was something very hard, but it's incredible how much now Malian people realize that their culture was everything. We knew that we had our music. It was important to follow our ancestral instruments, to give a lot of attention to them. But since this story, since 2012, so we are like, wow, we don't want to lose this.
Right.
It's more important today, nowadays. Even for me, I didn't know that I could lose my music. So now I feel like, wow, somebody want to take this to me. There is no life after this. It's everything.
Once you think you're about to lose something that you took for granted,
suddenly you are different now.
Yeah, you feel differently.
And the good thing is that all the new generation are conscious of this, and this is amazing.
Good.
It means that we're going to fight for this culture, for our voice. Yeah.
And it's not just the old traditional sounds. I mean, there are new sounds coming from Mali. And this next song you're going to do, Nege Nege, it has kind of like a funk soul thing going. It's clearly you've been listening to, a lot of international music.
Exactly. It's Nege Nege. It's this pattern, we use it a lot in Mali. The Soninke people, Kasonge, Bala, and Wolosodon. It's like 6 or 7 names on the same. It's a kind of heartbeat, pupum. Akukun, and in Nigeria, they call it the Afrobeat.
Right.
And Ghana, it's the high life.
Right.
But from country to country, the name changes. So my version is like a between, from Fela Kuti to my traditional versions.
So all these different styles, from Afrobeat, high life, all that stuff. The Mbalax music in Senegal, and
Exactly.
All right. Well, it's an amazing melting pot of music there in West Africa. Let's hear another live performance. Fatoumata Diawara is our guest here in the studio. She and the band are playing tomorrow night here in New York at Town Hall, and then heading up to Boston and the upper Midwest, but playing for us here in the studio today.
Amadolo namba bale mahuele, amadolo namba sini mahuele, amadolo namba kanuele. Tolondi alamba bale mahuele, tolondi alamba sini mahuele, tolondi alamba kanuele. Ajama nege 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 foga unizonja kujama nege nege foga unizonja Africa Africa nege nege foga unizonja mama Africa ajama ale
Fatoumata Diawara and her band live here in our studio with a song called Nege Nege. You'll find that on her most recent album called Fenfo, which I guess, Fatou, that's your second full-length record by yourself, right?
Yeah.
There have been a couple of other, there's many other things that
Many
you've done. But only the two,
Cinema.
only the two full-length records in the past 9 or 10 years. Are you still? Is that because you're still working in film? Are you still acting?
Yes, a lot. I still working on the film. Yes, most of the film is more in Europe and in Africa. You know, I like acting. I like that.
Well, that's how you started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did music become I mean, first of all, what music did you grow up with? Did you grow up with traditional sounds?
Yes, I grew up with, yes, I do, with the traditional sound. With my father, he had a troupe, had a company, a small company, traditional company in Ivory Coast. And I was dancing like a crazy. I knew how to dance my traditional dance. My first passion is dancing.
Wow.
Is
And so
dancing.
was your father a dancer or a musician?
Not at all. He was organizing.
Oh, he was the head of the troupe. Okay, I see. And this was in Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast.
Because the Wassoulou people are in that whole area, southern Mali.
They've been migrating,
Côte d'Ivoire. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. And at what point did you start hearing, the funk from Fela Kuti in Nigeria and the sounds of rock from Europe and America?
Honestly, this has started when I was in Paris. Because in Mali, we use 200% the Malian music. And, I didn't grow up with all those diversity, diverse music. So when I moved to Paris, I was like 20 years old. And I've been in touch with all this, all those big sound like Nina Simone. I've been discovering Nina Simone very late. I was like, wow. I was like a baby. So which is not bad because we are very, Mali is the one of the country today, where you can really hear the really blues sound, traditional. We are very, still in touch with our old sound, what people call old sound. So
right.
I do like
bringing old sounds to new sounds.
Yeah, because
that
we are not,
me.
we don't listen to something else. So we still can,
well,
we're still using them. Yeah.
A lot of experts think that Wassoulou music is one of the real roots of American blues.
It's true. It's because I don't have the Kamalungoni, but if we had, if I had the Kamalungoni right here, the sound wouldn't be like this.
Right, that's the lute.
Oh, it takes you to somewhere, somewhere else. You go to Mali direct.
Well, now there is a track on the most recent album on Fenfo called Mama.
Yeah.
Which has
the Kamalungoni.
And it also, is there a kora?
There is a kora.
And the cello. And
exactly.
that combination of kora and cello, I'm sure you're familiar with the record.
It's very soft, but they are there.
You must know the record by Balake Sissoko and Vincent Segal.
Exactly. It was Vincent.
Oh, that's
He's
Vincent?
The one
He's playing the cello?
Album, yeah. He's the best.
But the kora player is not Balake Sissoko.
No, it's not Balake. It's a Toumani Diabate.
It's Toumani?
Yeah, it's Toumani.
Wow. Okay.
And Sidiki, both.
Father and son.
Father and son.
Okay.
Son, yeah.
Toumani has been here on several occasions as well. Great kora player from Mali. So, I mean, you can just... it's like Disneyland for music fans there. So many great musicians.
To keep using those instruments, but in a different way.
Now, I this is going to sound like I'm changing the subject, but I'm not. Is Fatoumata an unusual name?
Yes, Fatoumata
is. Okay, here's why I'm asking, because you mentioned the Kamala Ngoni, this lute, and there's this musician named Vieux Kante who plays the Kamala Ngoni, and he wrote a song called Fatoumata. And I was wondering if... Oh, you don't know this song?
No, I don't know this song.
Okay.
But there are many songs, with the name Fatoumata, because it's like a musical,
It
Fatoumata.
Is musical. Okay. But still, an unusual name, so maybe he was thinking of you when he wrote it. What were you thinking of when you wrote this next song, Bouya? What is this song about?
Bouya, it's about the respect, how we can respect each other, because in our world, something which is different, people are like very uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, we call that othering now. The other with a capital
the others,
O.
And I don't know why. So I think the diversity, why we're still afraid of the diversity. I think I call it a Bouya because it was this simple word to me to reach this feeling, because I mean, respect it even if you don't know it.
Yeah.
You know, by respecting, you will maybe be able to accept. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the song it's about is this feeling. Why judging other people? Don't judge. No one is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nothing is perfect. And we should enjoy the diversity.
And let's enjoy this live performance. The song is called Bouya. Once again, Fatoumata Diawara and her band playing at Town Hall here in New York tomorrow night, playing for us here in our new sound studio today. So nice to see a band actually enjoying itself while they play. Bouya is the name of the song from Fatoumata Diawara. You'll find it on her most recent album called Fenfo. Obviously that, a live performance here in the studio. And in introducing you today, Fatou, I mentioned some of the many collaborations you've done over the years. I'm just wondering, was there one collaboration where you thought to yourself, I cannot believe I'm getting to work with this person?
Yes, that was with Bobby Womack. And also with Herbie Hancock and Paul McCartney.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait a minute, not all together.
Not all together.
Okay.
But every time through Damon Albarn from the Blur,
right?
It was taking to those people, and I was like, wow.
So what did you do with Paul McCartney?
We've been performing in London, the Africa Express,
Oh, African Express, yeah. So
I was his guest on one song. I was like, wow, unbelievable.
I'm singing with Paul McCartney.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now, after that, I mean, is there a dream collaborator out there that you haven't worked with yet? Someone who you really...
Not yet. Since things are coming naturally like this, so, I mean, it is the blues, we're going to meet each other. I'm very confident,
Okay. Right.
Something which is, because I think that everything is written. Nothing happened for,
For no reason.
Everything has a reason to come. So I'm waiting for the next, but...
All right. Well, so far it's worked out really well. And Fatou, as I said earlier, here at New Sounds, we're big fans of yours. It's been so much fun having all of you come in and playing for us today.
Thank you very much for having me today again.
Fatoumata Diawara, my guest. This is Soundcheck.